Recently I made this mala from gemstone beads. If you want to make a mala like this of your own, you could just string the beads on here one at a time, butted together. But what I prefer is to make little bitty knots between them, so that if something breaks, you only lose one bead at the most. How do I do that? Let me show you. For this project, you will need thread, some beads, a pair of tweezers, and a beading needle helps. We're going to start by tying. Move our materials over here. By tying a knot in the end of our thread, an overhand knot. So we're going to wrap it around our fingers, tuck this in through the hole, and pull it tight. Just a standard overhand knot. Now I'm using a beading needle here, so I'm going to attach my thread through the needle here, and pray that I got the right size thread for this. We're going to thread our bead onto the needle. It's a snug fit, but it works. And here's where the magic happens. We're going to tie another one of those overhand knots. We're going to grab the bead here, wrap it around, push it up under the loop, and pull it out like that. Now, here's the important part. Before we close this loop, we're going to take our tweezers, put our tweezers inside the loop, and we're going to use our tweezers inside the loop here. Move that so you can see it better. So hold on to that part right above the bead, so that when we pull, let's see if I can do that. There we go. I'll let it go without. So that when we pull, the knot will slide on the tweezers and butt it up against the bead. Now we're just going to pull our tweezers out, use our fingers to pull that knot closed. Now we have a knot on either side. I'm going to do this 2 more times, just as an example, because I'm not sure the hand motions came through in the first one. We're going to butt the bead up right against that knot. We're going to start our overhand knot, pull that through, grab our tweezers, dip under the loop, grab a hold just above the bead, and pull against the tweezers. Sometimes you'll let go of it too soon and it'll pop like that. I recommend trying not to do that if you can help it. We'll just use our fingernails to finish off the knot. And now you can see there's a knot on either side of it. We'll do this one more time. Put our bead on here, butt it up against the knot, make our overhand knot, grab our tweezers, under the loop, top of the bead, pull gently, however you need to pull it to get it to tighten down on those tweezers. Put our fingernail right here, pull the tweezers out, and finish the knot off with our fingernail. Now these guys are sliding around because this thread and these needles are not the right size. But on yours, when you get the right size thread and the right size for the bead hole, you'll start seeing a lot of progress. This is my second, this one, mala I'm holding in my hand, was my second attempt at making one like this. And I improved a lot through trial and error while trying to make it. If you get discouraged, you can take a pair of snips or scissors and cut these knots off, pull them off, put it on new thread. Nothing needs to be wasted except your thread. You can keep your beads, you can use them for different projects. You can just tinker around with them. You can always cut them back off, but you'll have to do it one at a time because these knots, come on, focus, because these knots they stabilize the beads a lot more. If it were to break right here, I would lose maybe one of these two beads, maybe both, but no more than that, because the knots keep the rest of the beads in line. So, that's my mala knotting tutorial. I hope it helps.